You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, your one-stop shop for, whoa, we got the mic just gained all the way up. The one-stop shop for fantasy football news, information, bold predictions, you name it. Call-ins, the voicemail show, the call-in show. We are your one-stop shop for fantasy football, but we bring you breaking news like no other. Your boy Smitty goes live, not only Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, every Monday through Friday, like the show you're watching right now, but we go live whenever news breaks. So if something happens and you're like, oh my God, a trade just happened, who's talking about this? Smitty's live right now. That's how we roll. But we're getting into the news. We got Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, whole bunch more information to get to. Let's get to it.
From the fantasyfootballshow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Now, the news right now on Etienne is good. The news on Breece Hall appears bad for people because they're talking about Michael Carter potentially still being in the way of Breece Hall. So I get this question probably 9 times every, 4 hours. Breece Hall or Etienne, Smitty? Breece Hall or Etienne? And my answer lately has been pretty much the same. Etienne safer for right now. Do I think Breece Hall eventually becomes a top 5 to 10 running back? I absolutely do. Do I think Breece Hall is going to still do very well, even in a sharing role out the gate in week 1? Sometimes rookie running backs don't get fully unleashed until week 4, 5, 6, 7. And in hindsight, it's a blessing in disguise. You don't want a running back getting run into the ground in week 1, 2, 3, 4. They're most certainly going to hit a rookie wall at some point. They're most certainly going to put their body in a vulnerable position because they're used to a shorter college type season. And you're asking this running back to come out and just carry this heavy workload that's going to eventually break them. And so what I'm telling people is that if you want no worries right now, if you don't want to stress about, week 3 or week 4 or when Breece Hall is going to fully take over, and fully meaning like 70%, because that's all he needs. You don't need him to be 100% of the backfield in New York. You want him to be spelled and move along more and more each and every week and become more and more volume king in New York. But Etienne has got the clear path to production because A, he's going to be on the field all the time. He's going to be catching passes all the time. In PPR, he's a monster. He's a Christian McCaffrey type player in terms of his game. And number 2, we're not worried about J-Rob. We're not worried about J-Rob's coming back from a torn Achilles tendon. No running back in the history of the NFL has ever come back from a torn Achilles tendon and become a top 15 running back. Plain and simple. So it's an uphill battle for Akers, an uphill battle for James Robinson. I'm not even going to get on board those trains at all because they'd have to be anomalies and be the first person to ever do it. So let someone else play that game. Etienne is going to the moon. And I want to make it clear for people that have drafted Breece Hall and they passed on Etienne. They're like, oh my God, because this is the most asked question I get. Etienne or Breece Hall in round 3 or 4, Smitty? Who am I taking? And I tell people, take the guy that most likely will allow the other guy to fall so you can get both of them. I love Etienne and Breece Hall in the same team. I love Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall goes to the moon as well. In fact, if we look at the list here, you've got your Mars men.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
Okay, you got Breece Hall on this shuttle to Mars. You've got Etienne on the way to the moon.
Dropping loads in outer space.
These guys are on their way. They're spacemen.
Space monsters.
They're space monsters indeed. So both are absolute monsters, but if you're asking me right now, which one do I like better? Because I get asked this question every single day. Blue means mod, don't spam the chat. I'm not sure what Kenny's saying there. If Smitty doesn't answer your question, ask in the comments when the video is posted. He will answer every question. I will try and get to everyone's question, but if someone's asking a repetitive question over and over and over and just spamming the chat, I'm in the middle of a news piece, bro. I'm in the middle of breaking news right now. Okay, so, and I'm not saying this to Kenny, I'm saying whoever's spamming the chat. I'll get to your questions in a bit. Kenny's right. Kenny's right, okay? You can ask questions. I will answer when I can. I'm running an actual show right here. So Kenny's correct. Avoid both Hall and Etienne and then trade for them later. I don't agree with that, Kyle. Why would you avoid a guy, Etienne, who's climbing up? Like, he's only going to get more valuable, Kyle. So no, the answer, that's wrong. That's wrong. But like Breece Hall, I could see that being a little bit more advantageous to your thinking there. But Etienne's only going to the moon, bro. You can't buy him low later. You're not going to buy him low later, Kyle. He's only going up in value. So negative on that one. But the Breece Hall, maybe it does work out that way. Right now, ESPN's there's ESPN report here from NBC Sports that says Travis Etienne will lead the Jaguars backfield out of the gate regardless of James Robinson's status, which is, we already know this. This is like a no-brainer, Captain Obvious report, but yet people need to hear it because what Kyle just said, buy Etienne cheaper later? How, Kyle? How? He's only going to go up, bro. So what I'm saying is people need to hear this for some reason. This will rise his value, unfortunately. If you haven't drafted yet, guess what? Now everybody's going to read Captain Obvious content and be like, oh, Captain Obvious right here. ESPN's reporting Travis Etienne will be the lead dog. Oh my God. New information. Holy crap. We knew this. We've been punching this, preaching it, punching it the entire season. This is like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow in round 6 wins leagues. Javonte Williams in round 2 wins leagues. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow stack wins leagues. I don't know if any of you know about the tripod. Does anybody here know? Raise your hand if you understand what I'm talking about when I say the tripod. The Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Javonte Williams tripod. The league-winning fantasy football tripod. If you don't know what the tripod is, let me educate you. Here's a little something from your boy Smitty. A little education on the tripod.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
Yeah, you're looking at the tripod, ladies and gentlemen. Likened to the pyramids in ancient Egypt. This right here is a league-winning formula in fantasy football 2022.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
So, anyway, Etienne, go get your man Etienne. Make sure you have Etienne shares. If you don't have Etienne shares, you will be sorry. If you don't have Breece Hall shares, despite the negative news we're going to talk about today, it's going to send everybody down a rabbit hole of disappointment and, oh my God, I can't believe I drafted Breece Hall. The freakouts are going to be in full effect. People are going to be out for Breece Hall's neck. And so to half of Kyle's point, because half of Kyle's point is wrong. The other half of Kyle's point is actually pretty decent. Kyle, you can buy low on Breece Hall maybe after week 1. If Breece Hall goes out and gets 8 carries in week 1, people are going to freak out. People are going to absolutely go crazy and start jumping off the Breece Hall train in droves. So Kyle might be onto something in a sense that you're going to absolutely 1,000% see people freak out if Breece Hall doesn't get 10 carries in week 1. And it's going to be disappointing. Don't get me wrong. We want him to be unlocked right away. This is a breakoff 70-yard type touchdown player. He's going to break off 70-yard touchdown any moment. And so, I can't wait for him to get on the field. Breece Hall is going to be a monster. Breece Hall is going to be an absolute beast. Breece Hall is going to be a league winner once he gets in there and is able to absolutely explode. And I think is that music good? I rose the music up a little bit, and I want to make sure it's not too loud. I'm pretty sure that's not too loud. Javonte, 3rd round gold. Overcome, you can't get Javonte in round 3 anymore. If you want to get the tripod, bro.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
If you want Javonte Williams, or as our narrator says, Javonte, you're going to need to get him around 2, bro. You're not getting him around 3. Don't even try it. You're going to lose him. I wouldn't even try it. I don't care if you told me you could do it 1 out of 10 times. I'm not risking losing Javonte to try and get him in the 3rd round. Overcome. You gotta jump on it while while it's hot. You know what I'm saying, broski? Dalvin Cook or Austin Eckler? Sammy, Austin Eckler by a lot. Dalvin Cook, I'm not saying is garbage or anything, but he's an injury concern. He's off the field concerns are not exactly out of the picture. You got to cuff him to Madison. There's talk about Madison and Chandler, and who knows who the cuff really is right now under the new regime. Give me Austin Eckler by a long mile, bro. By a long, long mile. Derek only has Chase. He doesn't have the Burrow. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
That's tough. That's tough when you don't have the stack. You know, because you want to have at least 2/3 of that tripod, or things aren't going to feel the same. You're going to feel real lonely on Sundays when we're tripoding it up in here. So we got to somehow get you a Joe Burrow trade. Okay, Swift or Javonte round 2. Javonte. Is Swift on the tripod? Is Swift on the tripod, Luke? Is Swift on the tripod? Swift is going to Mars, though. In fairness to Luke.
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
I mean, Javonte and Swift are both there. So, in your defense, it's close, bro. It's real close. The way I look at this is weird. This is almost backwards, okay? It's almost backwards. 181 of you in here, only 48 thumbs up, really. Really. Wipe your feet at the front door. Help your boy Smitty, okay? I'm live whenever news breaks. Punch that thumb up button. It's all I ever really ask of you, okay? But Luke, Swift or Javonte? Here's the weird thing, bro. Here's the weird thing. You're pick 8. Who am I taking, Swift or Javonte? Swift. But that's because I'm most likely going to be able to get Javonte in round 2. I'm not getting Swift in round 2. But when push comes to shove, let's say Najee Harris falls to pick number 8, and people are off the rocker or Jamar Chase, and I take that player. When I get back into the second round pick, and I'm looking at Swift and Javonte in round 2, I'm taking Javonte. So push comes to shove, I want Javonte over a lot of people, but I want to play the ADP game to my advantage so I can clean up everywhere I'm at. You know, you got to play the ADP game, not to draft around ADP, but to take advantage of it. It's a blueprint. It's your other league mates' blueprints to what they're going to do. Literally, Bob comes in with a blueprint. It's called ADP. And Bob says, I'm going to draft. Oh, boy. Javonte's not ranking high. I'm not taking him at number 8. Because guess what? We would take Javonte at number 8. We would. I would. We all would. I'd take Javonte 5 if I had to. Don't tell anybody that I would, okay? But Javonte's going into the second round. You don't take advantage of Javonte at least falling to 2.1. You aren't understanding the assignment. This is a top 5 running back, a top 5 overall player. My number 1 or number 2 running back in 2022. But Smitty, you can't say that. I did say it. I'll continue to say it. Javonte Williams, top 1 to 2 running back 2022. Chew on it all you want. That's how I feel. MJ, super chat. MJ says, Chase is gone. Najee or Swift? Go Najee. Go Najee. But Smitty, you can't call Javonte a top 2 running back. He is sharing carries with Melvin Gordon. I don't care about Phantom Melvin Gordon. Paper Tiger Melvin Gordon. I don't care about Paper Tiger Melvin Gordon. I choose talent. I choose an elite player. I choose the next JT. Did the JT believer say, but Smitty, or but JT believer, are you concerned about Nyheim Hines? And then I get this, Nyheim Hines is not Melvin Gordon, Smitty. Stop. They're not the same. Yes, they are. You just don't remember it that way. Your memory's foggy. You don't understand that people were just as scared of Nyheim Hines. I don't care if they play different. You're missing the point. If you're about to keyboard warrior this right now and say, Smitty, they're not the same. How can you compare Melvin Gordon to Nyheim Hines? I'm not comparing their exact workload divide. I'm comparing the threat. I'm comparing the threat that was hanging over JT. The threat of running back by committee, or at least losing all of his PPR work. There were people that were petrified, scared to death that Nyheim Hines was taking all of JT's PPR work. Taking all of JT's, or a big chunk of JT's PPR work, was the same threat as sharing carries fully, but getting half of the PPR work, but only half of the carries as the Melvin Gordon threat. People have foggy memories. People have very foggy memories. And Nyheim Hines is Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon is Nyheim Hines. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. It is what it is. And people are going to remember it. Just like they're going to remember that Joe Burrow's dropping massive points all over the field. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
So now we are here. And I think, we have to make a decision. Where are we drafting Javonte? If Javonte's climbing in the next couple weeks, which he very well could, and he may not. He may stay right at 2.1, 2.2. But if Javonte climbs to 10, are we comfortable taking him there? The answer is going to be yes. I don't want to go there yet because I don't want to drive any of you into taking Javonte in round 1 if you don't have to. So I'm going to ask you right now to execute patience, to understand that just because I feel Javonte is the number 1 or number 2 running back at season's end in 2022, just because I feel that way, does not give you a license to go out and throw value down the drain, upside down the drain. Literally, the waitress is coming over with a pitcher of water. You have an empty glass. She starts to pour the water into the glass. And you sit there and you wait and you wait and you wait. The glass is now 3/4 full. And because you have no patience at all, you grab the glass, you walk away from the table, and she continues to pour the rest of the pitcher in on the table, all over the table, because you couldn't wait for the value. You couldn't wait for Javonte to drop to 2.1, to 2.2, to 2.3 because he's going there. There's some occasions where you see Javonte going at pick number 15, 18, 17 overall. So when you say, Smitty, you keep talking Javonte up. You keep talking Javonte up. I need to own him. I need to have shares of Javonte, Smitty. I'm freaking out. I have anxiety. I have to own him. Should I just take him at number 5? No, you should not take him at number 5. No, you should not take him at number 5. I'm telling you, he'll be number 5. He'll be 1 to 5 overall. That's how I feel. But you cannot take Javonte higher than the ADP is letting you know. Okay? Swift should be on the tripod.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
The tripod's a tripod, baby. Whoa. Kenny. What is going on here? My own Kenny Powers? My own main man? Kenny says Javonte is outside of my top 25 in redraft. Kenny!
Wrong. Muy mal.
I'm not making you take a lap, Kenny, because you've earned the ability to not take laps on the show. But goodness gracious, Kenny, that is a sight for not sore eyes. Or my eyes are sore looking at it. I don't know. However you want to define it, Kenny, but you just made me vomit in my mouth, bro. Etienne is preparing to leave the solar system. In all PPR formats, says Avatar, let's send this man to the moon or maybe beyond.
To the moon.
So, appreciate you, Avatar, with a super chat droppage. Somebody else dropped a super here. Lee says, would accept this. Herbert, Etienne, and St. Brown for Jamar, Javonte, Davis Mills, Albert O. Herbert, Etienne, St. Brown. For Jamar, oh my God, Herbert. I mean, I like Javonte over Etienne by a significant margin. I love Jamar Chase I love St. Brown, but I love Jamar Chase by a significant margin. But Herbert, a significant margin. We got to take this to the people. I mean, bro, this is like a give and a take and a give on both sides. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? You're twisting me up. Herbert is a monster. I mean, I assume Davis Mills will be your starter if you do this. And let me tell you, if I'm right about Davis Mills, the Javonte side's going to crush. If I'm right about the Davis Mills, the Javonte side is going to crush. And I believe I'm going to be right on Davis Mills. I think he's going to be quite a sleeper. Of course, Herbert's my number 1 quarterback in fantasy football 2022. So this is a tough one. This is a very, very tough one. MJ, appreciate that super chat as well. And again, the answer is Najee Harris. I need to go to the audience here, and we need to give a ruling for Lee right here. What are we doing? Is it Superflex? It is Superflex. Oh, God. I didn't even get that for yet. Albert O and PPR, Superflex, 6 points per TD. I have Burrow. This is tough. This is tough. This is tough. Let's see what the audience thinks, though. You've already got Burrow. You've got Najee. You've got DK. You could go bold. You could go bold, bro. You have Burrow already. You have Davis Mills. Davis Mills and Burrow. Javonte, Jamar Chase. I'm gonna say, look, I know this is crazy. I know this is crazy, but because it's Superflex, bro, and you already have Burrow, and you can go Davis Mills, and if you miss on the quarterback, you can still be okay. You don't have to start 2 quarterbacks, so it's a little bit different than mandatory 2 QB. Obviously advantageous to start 2 quarterbacks. I believe in Davis Mills. I'm going to say punch to Javonte and Jamar and Davis Mills side. And even though it's a little risky because it's Superflex and you're giving up Herbert, I think I do it. Davis Mills, I believe in. I believe in Davis Mills. I'm going to Smitty approve the Jamar Chase side.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Not to say that that's an easy call, though, okay? Not to say that the wind can't blow a little to the left and I go a different direction, but I would take Jamar. I would take the stack. I would stack it. You would have the tripod. If you make this trade, you would have the tripod.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
You're going to have the tripod, baby. Congratulations. We need to have like a tripod badge or emoji. Right here, this one's from Turner. Turner, appreciate you. Have the second pick for the 12-teamer. I'm going JJ. I don't blame you going JJ at number 2. If you get Javonte or a running back that I really like in round 2, you're going to hit a home run. The risky part with this is that if you do end up going wide receiver and then you don't have any running backs that fall to you, it can be risky. But Etienne's there for you in round 3. Breece Hall, after today's news, should drop to round 4 on the regular. So we'll get to the Breece Hall news in a minute. It's not horrible news. It's just going to drive his ADP down as people freak out. But you could go JJ, and then you end up getting like a Tyreek Hill or a Debo, or get so lucky to get Javonte, you smash Javonte there. But you could have in Swift, obviously if Swift fell, but Swift's going really high. You're probably likely looking at like a Tyreek Hill, and then at that point maybe you come in and you grab an Etienne and a Breece Hall back to back. Not a bad move. I don't hate the idea. And I certainly don't hate the idea of JJ or Jamar Chase in the top 3. I really don't. Can Waddle be the wide receiver 1 of Miami? We've got a little news on that overcome, so hang tight. Waddle, there's potentially an injury that we don't know of. It may not be a big deal, but he's been missing with an injury as of late. And so it's something to be concerned about, something to monitor. We'll get to the Waddle stuff in just a minute. So overcome, appreciate your super chat, young man. Let's get to this news. So, Etienne, we're concluding to the moon. And Smitty approved.
And on a shuttle to
he's not. He's going to the moon. Maybe Etienne needs to go to Mars.
Loads in outer space.
Maybe
he's
Etienne.
on a shuttle to Mars. Mars man.
We might need to put Etienne on this list. I don't know, but Etienne is absolutely phenomenal. Grab him in 2022. This news right here. Look, I've been telling you this for forever. Stay away from Josh Jacobs. What do I get? Pushback. Smitty, you're wrong. Josh Jacobs looked great in preseason game number 1, Smitty. Oh, my God. You're wrong. He looked great in week 1. You know who looked great in week 1 of the preseason? After everybody said Josh Jacobs looks phenomenal. Yeah, Abdullah comes in. Looks phenomenal. Equally phenomenal. And then Zamir White comes in. Looks equally phenomenal. All 3 of them look phenomenal. So don't act like Jacobs had some kind of, it was the Jaguars defense. What was it that week? It was an easy cakewalk of a matchup against probably 2s, and everybody started to say, "Oh, Jacobs looks strong and good." He looked good, but all 3 looked good. So there's no conclusion you could draw. And then this news, which backs up everything I've been saying, stay clear of Jacobs all offseason, and you get this right here. ESPN reporter Gutierrez. believes that Josh Jacobs will be in a committee with Abdullah and Zamir White and Brandon Bolden. Brandon Bolden getting in the mix. Like, I didn't even think to talk about Brandon Bolden, but it is a full-blown committee. The only player to own here, honestly, you can't trust Abdullah to stay healthy, but he's supposedly playing the James White role, so that takes away a lot from Jacobs right out of the gate. Zamir White. Zamir White has moon potential. We're not going to hit the moon button right now because he's a few steps away, a few degrees away from a few degrees of separation away from the lineup role. But I mean, Zamir White's the only guy to own in this backfield. The cost of entry on Jacobs is too high. I don't trust Abdullah. Brandon Bolden, I forgot, was even on the team until this very second, so I'm not going near him. And then Zamir White. Zamir White is the guy you get late because Jacobs, everybody's afraid that he's going to be the guy. You get Zamir White literally almost free. So grab Zamir White at the end of your draft. At the end of your draft. Not round 8 or 9 or something like that, Bob. At the end of your draft. Okay, let's get to Breece Hall because we got a lot of people that are going to continuously ask me about this the whole show. There's nothing that happened to Breece. There's just this report from ESPN, a Jet, like a Jet insider, basically saying that he writes Michael Carter is still the running back 1 for the New York Jets. This is going to create panic everywhere, and we can take advantage of it, or you can jump off the train anytime you want. No one's forcing you to be on the Breece Hall train, and this is expected at some points during the offseason that he would be sharing the role. And even if Michael Carter lines up with the ones on opening day and Breece Hall comes in, Breece Hall will eventually take more and more timeshare away from Michael Carter. Michael Carter is the veteran at this point. Breece Hall is coming in and learning and paying his dues. It's not uncommon for a rookie running back to be unleashed slowly. And so people are going to freak out. This is going to drop Michael Carter down, Breece Hall down into the 4th round, pretty much locked and loaded, cemented into the 4th round instead of being a guy that creeps up into round 3. Absolutely fine with this. It doesn't scare me. It makes me feel like Etienne, because I get this question literally at least 4 or 5 times a day in all seriousness. I said I don't know what I said, 75 times every hour. It's literally probably definitely over 10 times a day, I'm asked Etienne or Breece Hall. Breece Hall or Etienne. I'm always asked that question constantly. And the answer is Etienne for right now. Etienne's guaranteed more work in week 1. That's clear as day. But it doesn't mean Breece Hall won't grab a hold of the job, and when he does, makes up for all the potential missed carries that he got by sharing carries. And then Breece Hall takes off and becomes a top 5 running back. So Breece Hall is eventually the guy I'd rather own in a vacuum, talking about, later on in the season, maybe week 4, maybe week 3, maybe week 2, maybe halftime. We don't know when it's going to happen, but Michael Carter isn't going to hold Breece Hall off for very long. Breece Hall is a 4.39 running back. He had a top 5 combine in NFL history. His game film all supported that preemptively before we walked into the combine, before we saw the 40. We thought these things about Breece Hall already. Breece Hall was a monster. Breece Hall was one of my favorite prospects, one of the best prospects I've prospected for a while. I love Breece Hall. I'm not scared of Breece Hall getting the job eventually, but this news will certainly drive his value down. 243 people in the room, only 100 thumbs up. Can we at least get that closer? Those numbers, the discrepancy is like the difference between Derrick Henry's dynasty value and his redraft ADP. Like the discrepancy here. 101 thumbs up, 245 eyeballs. The 245 is like Derrick Henry going top 5 in redraft, and the 100 thumbs up is like Derrick Henry's dynasty value. Completely separated. I ain't drafting Breece Hall until he drops to the 4 seed. This is what we're going to get, and this is fine. And I actually approved this thinking to make sure you get value, but we're going to have people freaking out. This right here, this is a very, I would say, Meyer, and I don't blame you, Meyer. People are going to do this. This is a very aggressive, I'm not touching him until round 4 now. So you're going to get a lot of people are cementing him into round 4. It's going to be great. It's going to protect us. It's going to make him even more attractive. It's going to make him even a better draft day steal if you have not yet drafted yet. My first draft of the year, I got CMC at 1.6, and the next 7 of 8 rounds grabbed Moonmen, mashed potatoes, good buddy. Add a boy, Brandon. Appreciate you. I'm not a huge CMC guy, but I don't mind what you did there. I don't mind. Ross, appreciate you, Ross. Ross says Michael Carter is the 2021 Melvin Gordon. If you say so, Ross, we're going to go ahead and hope that there are a lot of people saying what you're saying, because it'll drive Breece Hall's value down even more. Punch that thumb up button for your boy. Thank you. Appreciate you, Derek. JT didn't get going till week 8, and he was a rookie in his rookie year. Exactly, rock out. That's why I'm not worried about Breece Hall at all. I'm studying, guys, but I'm here. Okay, Terry. Terry's studying. Look at Terry's new avatar. You like this new avatar? Look at this. Terry's on patrol. He's studying, but he's on patrol. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is one game, and he'll have the start. Exactly, Hoovy. But we need to, if you're in upcoming drafts, we need to take advantage of the values. What my point is, he's a 4th rounder right now, and you need to accept that. Even if you love Breece Hall, you need to accept it. It's a gift. It's a gift. The Athletic is writing that if we're ranking this particular writer anyway, Wolf, if we're ranking the best players in Eagles training camp, AJ Brown would be top of the list. Now, you love to hear that, even though it's, it should be that way, right? This is not like okay, great, yeah, woo!
To the moon.
Like we hope AJ Brown is at the top of the list. He's, the best offensive weapon on the roster. But it's great to hear that there's no setbacks, there's not like struggling rapport or anything like that. AJ Brown is one of the safest 3rd-round players in fantasy football 2022. If you get in a bind and you don't know where to go with your 3rd-round pick, AJ Brown's there to save the day. Love AJ Brown in round 3. William, you're fire, bro. You're fire, William. I work for you, William. AJ Brown season. Let's go. Overcome with another super chat. B-Rob, the next J-Rob. I don't know. Like, this is tough when someone says something like this, because we consider J-Rob's not a great name to throw out right now, because you think negatively of it. So I assume you mean the old J-Rob. But can we find a different name? Can we find a different name than J-Rob? Can we find a different name to compare the breakout player that is Brian Robinson? Can we find out a different player to compare him to than a guy that has a torn Achilles tendon? Please, Overcome. Because B-Rob's heading to the moon. I know you know that. Gibby's becoming an amazing handcuff. One of the best handcuffs in fantasy football. B-Rob's on his way. Smitty built. Name of your team, Russian Collusion in the house. Hey, Russian Collusion, was that you that sent me that? Why did I not know that was you? Everybody's got different names, and I completely spaced that was you. Smitty built. I like that. I like that. Derek Lincoln, appreciate you laughing at whatever you're laughing there, good buddy. I don't know what it is, but it sure sounds funny. I appreciate you. B-Bob. B-Rob. Breakout Brian. I like that. No, I wasn't saying that he needed a new nickname. I love B-Rob. But what I was saying baked in was that I don't want to compare him to J-Rob. He's the next J-Rob. It's like, no! Wrong. Don't compare him to J-Rob. J-Rob's hobbled. Like, it's like, I don't want that negative connotation of that's what he's going to become. Breece Hall or Damian Pierce. You mean Breece Hall. Breece is his name. People are calling him Bryce, Breeze, Breezy. It's Breece Hall. Jeff, I'm not saying that Damian can't look even better out the gate, given that he could be starting and Breece Hall be, slow moving. But like, Breece Hall was just a 3rd rounder 5 minutes ago until I launched this show. And we're dropping him to 4th round because we can, not because we feel like he won't earn 3rd round value back at the end of the day. Damian Pierce is a monster 7th round, 8th round steal, bro. But these couldn't be further apart, Jeff. Like, Breece Hall is a 3rd or 4th round pick. Damian Pierce is a monster, sleeping giant moon man breakout.
The moon.
Send him to the moon. I love Damian Pierce.
The moon man. Dropping.
He's on this list, bro.
Space.
But that doesn't mean we're drafting Pierce or trading for Pierce at Breece Hall value, bro. You know what I mean? No. Jake with a super chat $5 holler. Appreciate you, Jakey. Jakey boy. Jakey says, what's Jake saying? In what round do you become comfortable taking shots in the dark like B-Rob, Dobbs, Pickens, White in the 16th round? How many of them? Look, bro, I'm going to tell you right now. B-Rob's climbing. So is Dobbs. So is Pickens. So is White. These guys aren't 16 rounders. You know, maybe some of them are 10 plus rounders, sure. But B-Rob's going to soon be in the single digit rounds if he's not already. There's no way. There's no way. Denny's trying to call. Okay, Denny, let me open up the phone line for you, pal. No way B-Rob's dropping at round 16, bro. This is a starting running back potentially for the Washington football team commanding presidents, bro. We're not going to see him falling into deep into the double-digit rounds. Maybe he's at 10 right now. In some leagues, 11 because people don't know what time it is. People don't have, they don't have it together. They're looking at their magazine, which isn't updated, and it doesn't have B-Rob. But no, Jakey, these guys are going a lot higher than that, okay? A lot higher than that. If I don't take Lamb, I will get lammed eventually, says Overcome. I understand. Thoughts on stacking Jamar Chase, T. Higgins with Burrow? I think it's a fantastic move if it costs, appropriate amount of value. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show, Denny. Smitty, what's up? Keep it clean though, Denny. What's up? What's up, Numbnuts? What's going on?
Oh, my bad. No, I thought that was just.
No, Numbnuts is okay.
It's just been crazy out here. No, I didn't mean that.
No, Numbnuts.
No,
Numbnuts is fine. I'm just saying keep it clean. Other than that, what's up, Denny? What's up, Numbnuts? What are you doing?
All right. So you call me Numbnuts, I call you.
Yeah,
Numbnuts.
That's fine.
We already they're out in the basement. I mean, it's just been crazy out here ever since it's steady single dropped. It's just been crazy. Like when that single that you drop, it's steady. Kind of a banger. And,
yeah,
are you
getting the ladies because of your intro? Let's play it for you. It's Denny.
He's Denny. It's Denny. Oh man, it's Denny. Oh man. Oh,
I mean, are you getting the ladies? Are you getting the ladies now that you got your own intro on the show, or what? Like, how's it coming?
Ever since that single dropped,
the phone's
been ringing off the hook.
Ever since the single dropped.
He's Denny. Ever since the single dropped, the phone's been ringing off the hook. Denny. I'm Smitty.
Yeah, Denny.
And I didn't say no. I'm just trying to stay true to my real friends at this point.
Okay. What can I do for you?
The phone's ringing off the hook. The girl that stood me up at junior prom is calling me now.
Yeah?
It's just a different
world. You're a different man. Hey, Denny, who's your biggest sleeper right now in fantasy football? The whole world wants to know.
Sleeper, mine? It probably isn't a sleeper, but I don't know. I still like Walker. Yeah, I still get a little thing. I still like him. Not a sleeper. How about, I don't know, maybe that kid from, nah, I hate that kid. He dropped the pass there, Devontae Parker. No, I don't know. Oh, all right. The running back from Buffalo. He's catching passes. He's running around like a maniac.
You talking about Cook?
The little brother kid.
Okay, you're talking about Cook. Okay.
Yeah, James Cook, man.
Yeah.
That's my sleeper. I'll be all over that kid.
Yeah, attaboy, Denny.
Smitty.
All right, hey, Denny, I got to get back to the news. Hit me with one more thing, and then I got to jump.
All right, I'll talk to you later when we can. I didn't know I was bothering. I thought we were best friends. You know what I mean? We made bunk beds. We did karate in the garage, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're not bothering, Denny. But hit me with one more thing. We need something bold. We need something that people are been craving Denny content. So give them something big. Go something big. A bold prediction. Something. Go.
All right. Let me just say, about a month ago, I subscribed, and then I became like an exclusive YouTube member. And then everywhere I went, I never paid for a drink. And then it's Denny drop, you know what I mean? The tune drop. I hadn't paid for a drink in a week. It's nothing but this, it's been a roller coaster ride. And, the girl that stood me up at the prom, she still loves me. But, yeah. Bell. James Bell. That's your sleeper right there.
Okay, Bell.
Pierce can...
Wow. Okay.
How yeah? Great offense. Yeah. He's going to eat. Yeah, James Bell. Take him. Take him in the top of the third.
All right, Denny. Appreciate you, buddy boy. Call in any. Yeah. Hey, I opened. Look, Denny. Let me just tell you something. I opened the phone lines just for you. The phone lines are closed right now. I opened them just for you, and I'm going to close them again.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
All right.
And then, you're always good to me. But if I ever get in trouble, at least I know you've got a lot of attorneys on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can do, instead of the Camaro shit, we can be like,
watch the language, Denny. The language. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Denny,
I'll
we appreciate you.
I appreciate
Later.
you, man. You're the best, man. I'm sorry about the link.
You're good. You're good. Later.
He's Denny.
Oh, Denny. Denny. Let's get back to the show. All right. Appreciate Denny. B-Rob over Khalil Herbert, yet or no? Yes. The answer is yes. I like Khalil Herbert a lot, but B-Rob's already in a position to start, bro. So, Ryan, it's a big difference at this point. I love Khalil Herbert, big-time sleeper, but B-Rob is in line to get 10, 12 touchdowns right now. Khalil Herbert's got to work his way up the depth chart. So, definitely think there's a big difference there. Top Gun. I didn't get my Top Gun stash in time. I'm going to shave this down tomorrow. I'm going to try and do it. Tomorrow I'm going to try and do it where my Top Gun stash. Top Gun was one of the best movies I've seen in the last, 5 years. One of my favorite movies of all time at this point. Loved Top Gun Maverick. It was everything I dreamed it to be. Absolutely loved it. Wasn't disappointed one single minute of that movie. It was phenomenal. I'm in a 10-team league. What would be your strategy to draft a good bench in late rounds? 10-team league. It depends on what pick you are. I don't know that. I would say that I'm very, very open-minded to going running back if the value falls because the wide receivers, because it's a 10-teamer, you're going to have, those wide receivers available more. You're going to end up getting like McLaurin and DK and potentially a Waddle or McLaurin, DK, St. Brown. You'll be fine at wide receiver if you were to somehow go Javonte and Swift or Najee and Javonte, you know what I mean? So I'm very much more open-minded to the running back approach in a 10-team league. That's all I can tell you in general. Joe Burrow in round 6, 7. He falls to round 7 on occasion in a 12-team, so in a 10-team, you're going to obviously see him potentially there in round 7. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, I love. I wouldn't be opposed to you taking Jamar Chase, Javonte, and Joe Burrow. Why? Because that's the tripod.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
If I had to say a strategy, I probably would say that one. I'd probably say that I want Jamar Chase, I want Javonte Williams, and I want Joe Burrow, who's going to go in 6 and 7 in your league. You could definitely pull that off on a 10-teamer, but it kind of depends on where you're drafting. So let's go ahead and maybe punch that as my favorite strategy for you, but it obviously matters where you're drafting, okay? I don't mind the stack here. Be careful where you pay for it, though, because you're putting a lot into the Bengal offense. Jace was dropping a $5 holler. Appreciate you, Jace. Jace saying, I bet you all didn't know, but Denny saved my goldfish from a house fire. But anyway, draft is tomorrow. Hope I get a decent spot so I can snag Javonte. Attaboy, JC. I appreciate you with the super chat, the $5 hauler, and let us know what pick you have, and then we can walk you through where we think you should go. But of course, you want that Javonte spot, and I hope you get him. I hope you get the 12 pick or the 11 pick or the 10 pick, because then you're gonna probably have a good chance of getting Jamar Chase or Swift and Javonte or Jamar Chase and Javonte. Absolutely love that, broski. Let's see here. Bro looks like a bald eagle with a hat. What's this reference to, Blue? What's this reference to? Clarify. Clarify what you're trying to talk. What you trying to say there, Blue? What you trying to say? Is Blue causing trouble? Can someone confirm, is Blue somebody that causes trouble in this chat often? Because that sounds like a confrontational man right there. Smitty, Cook or Najee? Come on, bro. The answer's Najee. I don't trust Cook. I don't trust Cook at all. Smitty, Debo or Javonte second round. I already have a top running back on my team. Debo or Javonte. Javonte is the best pick in round 2, period. Doesn't matter who's on your team. Doesn't matter who's on the board. Unless Jamar Chase fell or something crazy like that. Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams. He's trying to say I'm All-American. I don't know about that. I kind of remember hearing Blue causing trouble in the chat before. So I don't know if he's somebody that's been constantly trying to cause trouble. Should I trade Kamara, Ingram for Javonte Knox? Kamara, Ingram for Javonte and Knox. Absolutely. I would draft Javonte way over Kamara. What are we even talking about here, Marco? That's a smash. Collusion. Dropping the $5 hauler. Attaboy, Collusion. Collusion says put Smitty built team in the chat. 12 team. 10th pick. Took Chase. Then took Javonte. Home league. Can we say championship? Did you get Burrow? Did you get the tripod, broski? Anybody gets the tripod, come in and I'll play the tripod clip for you. Because you deserve to have it played if you end up grabbing said tripod. Top Gun. Love Top Gun. Don't sleep on Cheetah this year. I'm going to try and trade for B. Hall after a month because I'm predicting a slow start. Tom, you might be right. We talked about that. He could be a buy low candidate for sure. But Etienne's not going to be because he's starting out. You know, he's going up in value. Hey, Smitty, can you predict Javonte Williams' stat line for week 1 against the Seahawks? I'm going to say 100 yards even and a touchdown and about 20 yards receiving. I'm going to say he breaks off a big, long touchdown run. People are going to get excited. Javonte season starts early. Opening the phone line. I will be opening the phone line soon. Let's see here. Russian collusion. And they are not grandmas. So you're basically saying you got that team fair and square in a regular 12-man league with a bunch of grown, hungry fantasy football monsters is what you're saying, Russian. I believe you. I believe Russian. Where am I taking Kyle Pitts? I love Kyle Pitts anywhere in round 4. The later, the better, obviously. DC got the tripod last Saturday in a draft.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams. Attaboy, Hogs. Appreciate you letting us know you got that stack. Phone lines will open in a minute. Geno Smith. Look, Pete Carroll said he's going to take his sweet time naming his mediocre quarterback. Geno, I hope, gets the job because at least Geno, even though mediocre, has good rapport with DK Metcalf. He's the better quarterback in my opinion. But they do have 2 options at least. I think they'll throw the ball to DK Metcalf just fine. I think Lockett's going to be the odd man out, at least be inconsistent. But I do believe that DK will easily earn his 5th round value. Easily. Smitty, I got the quad pod. Who's the quad pod? Who is the additional player on that? Is that Swift? Is that the quad pod? $5 hauler from DJ Meat Missile. DJ! Appreciate you, DJ. DJ says, hey, Smitty, I just found out I got the 8 pick in a 12-man PPR. Can you walk me through
who to target. 8 pick, I mean, if Najee's there, you're taking Najee. If Jamar Chase is there, you're taking Jamar Chase. If not, Swift is a fantastic pick there. That 8 pick should allow you a good opportunity to get Javonte Williams in that second round. You take Javonte Williams. Past that, man, it's really hard to map out anything. It's really because it's best player available, who's on the board. I can't really give you any kind of set concrete plan. I could just say that from the 8 pick, that's kind of where my mind's going. I'm really, really hoping that I get a little piece of Javonte, Jamar Chase, or DeAndre Swift. And DeAndre Swift should be pretty attainable as your emergency number 8 overall. Would I be opposed to a Cook or anything like that? I mean, no, but it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea at all. Advice for the fifth pick. Similar advice. You're going to go with one of those wide receivers or Najee. Swift is not needed at that point because you're going to get Najee or you're going to get Jamar Chase. And then, you got to pray that you get the player you want down in the second round. People are getting lucky, still landing Javonte over and over and over in the second round constantly. Tripod, click the like, bros. Appreciate you, Christian. I'm worried Javonte won't fall to pick 17 for DJ Meat Missile. He might not. And that's why I have a video being released here later today or tomorrow morning that is the one trade move that wins you a league in 2022. Get ready for the video. It's dropping here in a little bit. Probably I'm going to try and do it before the night ends, but it might be a video that drops in the morning. My draft starts in a few hours. In a 2-keeper PPR league, keepers are Javonte and Kupp. Who should I target? I don't know, bro. I mean, I would say you got Kupp and Javonte. It's fantastic. I mean, Etienne and all the guys we talk about all over. I mean, this list right here. Target this list right here.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
I do know that you're in good position, bro, with Javonte and Kupp. I mean, that's absolutely to the moon type players.
Moon.
I love it, man. You're starting off hot. Starting off hot, AZ8 beats. You're starting off to your own beat, bro. Killer beginning. Excellent job with your draft last year. You know what I'm saying, Freddie? Freddie joined the memberships. Vamp joined the memberships. Vampy, appreciate you. Some of those are renewals, and that's okay. We love the renewals. We love when people stay on board. Ron Navy renewing his membership. Ron Navy renewing his membership. Blackbeard celebrates 3 months on the YouTube memberships. 250 in here. Punch the thumb up for your boy Smitty. We got 200 people in here. Johnny renews his membership today. Johnny. Ron Navy. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate Ron Navy. Blackbeard says punch your thumb up. 250 people in here. If you guys want to become YouTube exclusive members too, if you want to be chanted and cheered on like the monsters you are, let me go ahead and drop that link in the live chat here, and let me pin said link. There's there's 2 different plans. There's the $1.99 a month, big deal, right? $1.99 gets you all the emojis, gets you all the standing ovations and everything else that come along with it. But you also get exclusivity to a chat that we'll do once a week, at least once a week, where I lock down the chat to only subscribers that have the $1.99 or higher plan. The $9.99 plan allows you to be in the Zoom calls where we do 2 Zoom calls every single Sunday. You don't have to have your camera on or your mic on. You can just watch. But we go over all the best pickups of the week and who's playing well during the games. 2 Sunday Zoom calls, one at halftime of the morning games, the others at halftime of the Sunday evening game. Member for 2 months, RGB to the moon.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, RGB. Russian Collusion says, Smitty, full team in the chat. Okay, Russian, let me look for it. Russian Collusion, where is he at? Russian, you're gonna have to repost it. I don't see it readily available. Can you repost it, kind sir? I do appreciate that. Russian Collusion, another super chat. Appreciate you, my man. Gonna be close as long as Jones stays healthy. He will have a slight advantage. Are you talking about the Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon timeshare? All right, let's get to the rest of this news. Darnell Mooney has been the most impressive offensive player in camp. Mooney to the moon, potentially. I mean, he's got a huge season in front of him.
To the moon.
Love Mooney. Love Mooney. He's a fantastic wide receiver, like 2 in a certain, build where you're maybe waiting on your wide receiver 2 and you get him. Darren Waller, this is a big concern. This is maybe a Smitty disapproved player this year.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Not because he doesn't have upside, but this is a guy that's no spring chicken. And, he rose pretty late. And so he's at a certain level of concern in terms of the mileage and even though he started out late, he's still, as your body, when you get to a certain point, you start breaking down too. So he doesn't feel comfortable. Coach Josh McDaniels, he does not feel comfortable making a prediction on Darren Waller's hamstring status for week 1 against the Chargers. This is not good. We're already worried about too many mouths to feed over in LA or Las Vegas. So it looks like this is going to be an avoid for me for the time being. Trey Sermon is on the roster bubble. It's Ty Davis Price and Jordan Mason season in San Francisco, both of which, if you cuff together, you've got moon potential. Even if you don't own Eli Mitchell, if you've got Jordan Mason and Ty Davis Price, you might be lucky enough to get 4, 5, 6 starts out of that duo. That could be win a league stash on your bench type running back firepower. So Sermon is a no-go. Sermon's a no-go. G Money dropping a super chat. I have the 1.12 going Swift and Javonte, then Brees or Etienne at the 3-4 turn. Go Etienne right now and get Brees later if you can. Brees could fall around 5. The way people are freaking out about it. Can you imagine? I've seen people get him in 5. But Etienne's the guy you want to take higher in hopes that Brees falls lower. I don't mind you grab them both, but you do need a wide receiver. After you go Swift, Javonte, you'll go Etienne and probably not Brees. You probably go McLaurin or whoever. Waddle, we're going to get to right up here. He might be in a void for the moment, or at least a concern. We'll get into that here, this next player. Kadarius Toney is not participating in team drills. Hamstring injury. He's always been held back from being, effective or, I don't know. I'm a little worried about Toney. I like his upside, but he feels like a guy that where his talent just won't translate. 230 of you in here, 171 thumbs up. Appreciate that. Jalen Waddle has missed most of the last 2 weeks of practice with an undisclosed injury.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
This is concerning, and this makes me feel a little bit worried about this guy walking into week 1. However, these things you can get over these. You can heal up. I'm not saying to run for the hills or to sell them low if you own them, but if you have an upcoming draft, there may be a safer option. You may not want to lean Waddle over McLaurin all of a sudden. You may want to go DK over Waddle. You may want to go in a different direction and take a Brees Hall or an Etienne, obviously, over a Waddle. Maybe you go Kyle Pitts instead of Waddle in round 4. So all I'm saying here, if you own them, don't sell them cheap or freak out. But if you haven't drafted yet, I'm going to say there's safer options than Waddle right now. This freaks me out a little bit in terms of his availability. Josh Palmer cleared concussion protocol. It's kind of a shame to see he got on the concussion protocol this early anyway. It's never a good thing. Usually concussions are concerning and maybe it doesn't lead to more concussions in the future. Maybe it does. Concussions are something that occur at a more easier rate every time you have one. And so not always, but usually. And so Josh Palmer, it's something to consider, but I really like him. And if an injury happens to Waddle or Keenan Allen at some point this year, which is very likely, I think Josh Palmer gets injected into a lot of production. So that is the breaking news. G Money, appreciate your super chat. Appreciate everybody dropping knowledge and good questions in the chat. We're gonna hit the phone lines again, and I'm gonna open up these phone lines, and we're gonna get to some of your calls before we get closer and closer to the end of the show. Time goes fast.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL.
Dial in to the show and let me help you with your fantasy league. Shall I? All right, what do you got? Dial in. Let's go. And then I'll read the chat in the meantime. So we'll put the topic right here. Topic of the call right here. Match the likes up. Mendez just subscribed to the channel. Mendez, appreciate you. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Schmitty. What's up, Schmitty? It's Tyreek.
What's up, Tyreek?
How's it going, bro? I was gonna ask. So I'm doing a non-PPR. And my strategy. Would you rather go in the first round? Would you go with Najee or would you take Chase?
I mean, it kind of depends. Their neck.
Sorry. One more. Let me add one more thing to that. And then, what is your thoughts between Swift and Williams in non-PPR?
I'm taking Javonte over Swift when push comes to shove, but when I can, if I'm drafting like a 8 or 9 and I know Javonte's too early for that pick, given that you can steal him away in the second round, I'm trying to draft Swift and then Javonte. But when push comes to shove and I already have Jamar Chase or Najee, and I'm sitting there with Jamar Chase or Najee already on my team, and now I'm in round 2, and Swift and Javonte are both there, I'm taking Javonte. So, it depends on the setup. But I certainly feel like...
Okay.
I certainly feel like, at the end of the day, I want Javonte, but if I can try and get away with getting Swift in round 1 and Javonte in round 2, I'll do that. But in terms of Najee versus Chase, it really does depend on, because they're dead even, it depends on how likely you're going to be able to get Javonte in round 2 with your pick that you have, how likely you are to get a good running back at all. Najee's a little bit safer for that plan of attack, and then maybe you get a Tyreek Hill and Najee versus a Jamar Chase, and then you're forced to get who? Like Barkley. And if you like Barkley, go ahead and do it. But I don't want Chase and Barkley over Najee and like a Debo or something, or Lamb or whatever. It depends on where your pick is. But Najee, Chase, Najee, pretty close. Ultimately, I love the Chase, Javonte, and Burrow stack, the tripod that we've been talking about, and I try and get that wherever I can. But I love Najee-built teams, man. I love teams that have Najee, and there's nothing wrong with him at number 2 overall. You could take either one of these guys at 2 or 3 overall, and I wouldn't even bat an eye. You're not going on any laps. I'd give you a standing ovation for putting your cojones on the table. There's no reason neither one of these guys can't be top 3 overall.
Got you. And I was going to say one more thing. You're not concerned about A.J. Brown's knees for this season?
Who?
A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown's one of the best third-round picks in fantasy football.
So you're not concerned about his knees at all?
I mean, he's getting raving reviews. He's been the star at camp. I mean, am I worried a little bit that he always has some knee issues? Yeah. But that's why he's not going in round 2. So he's kind of packaged into like 14, 15 games for sure, or I mean, not for sure. I mean, but he can get hurt in week 1 or something, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about A.J. Brown. I'm always worried about injuries. Yeah. But that's the only red flag. You know what I mean? When you have one concern, you can overlook it a little easier than if you had like volume concerns and you also had the knee injuries and you had, a bad quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but he's got everything going for him. Volume, everyone talking about how he's a low-volume guy. What, because he was in Tennessee? Like, watch. Enjoy the show. He's going to get fed a ton under the command of Jalen Hurts. So I'm all about A.J. Brown this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not worried about his talent. I feel like, he's like, when he's getting fed, he could definitely be a top 5 receiver. But it's just those having double knee surgeries is like, makes me cringe a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but that's the only problem.
All right, cool, Samita. I appreciate your time.
All right, man. Call back anytime, bro. All right, next caller, call in. Swift isn't going to bust. Yeah, who's saying Swift's going to bust? Frank, who's saying that? Swift's going to be a monster, bro. A.J. Brown is a stud, and Hurts the new favorite target. Yep, absolutely macho. Hurts to the moon. A.J. Brown to the moon. These are moon men for a reason. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? It's Steven.
What's up, Steven? What can I do for you?
Hey, what's going on, man? So I'm kind of like with you. I'm like kind of big on Ramondre Stevenson, just as a Patriots fan. But like one of the things that I've been like listening to, especially like on like the sports shows and like on the radio out here, is that they're talking about like trying to trade that Isaiah Wynn and that Trent Brown's not really like doing too well. Should that like affect like how I want to attack him? Because like from all I've been hearing is that like the Patriots like scheme like it hasn't been doing too good, and like they're just like getting like they don't have like enough time like on offense to really like do anything.
I mean, bro, it's I mean, what have we seen this in the preseason? You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah.
How long is?
I guess it's like preseason, and I guess like practice. I guess like they've been saying.
I mean,
that,
but
like,
you haven't even
Patriots,
seen
like defense during like.
We haven't even seen them play with the ones haven't even played long at all. You know, to come to that determination.
Yeah.
So people are just, I don't know, trying to talk about something, bro. Like I'm not saying I love the Patriots offense. I don't. But Mac Jones will move the ball enough to keep defenses honest enough. And not to mention that Stevenson's, you know, he can be an every down back. So whether they're down and throwing the ball or up and running the ball or, you know, in the middle and just doing a combination of both. I mean, we're also not taking Stevenson any earlier than we have to. It's not like you're drafting him in the fourth round, bro. You know? So, like, there's all the things you're talking about are baked in.
All right. No, because it's just like especially I got the radio guys out here, especially like when they're talking about like Patricia and like Joe Judge, like getting into all that stuff, like calling in the plays. Then they have been saying that like the offense is just looking like terrible. I mean, I just don't know like what to expect like during the season. But I mean, granted, like what you're saying is true. Like you're getting them like towards like the end. I'm just wondering like if like those guys are actually going to have like time like to get fed the ball, or if he's just going to, you know, if Mac Jones is just going to be like getting sacked a lot and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, if he is, then there'll be a problem. But like to come to that conclusion already, the guys that you're talking about, I don't know who they are, but I mean, I think Ramondre is going to get fed. But again, okay. You're not buying him at a place that guarantees it. I mean, that's the whole point. So like if you're taking him in the eighth round or late seventh round, probably eighth round. Like I love him in the eighth round. Like that's a place where.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you heard too, is Damian Harris also had like it was on Roto World that Damian Harris just had like a knee injury and stuff. I don't know if they said like the severity of it, but I guess like he was at practice and he did get hurt.
Yeah, he's a worry for me. So I think Ramondre's the guy that I believe they'll lean on, but Bill Belichick's capable of anything, bro. He's capable of putting in the other rookie, you know, and starting Harris or whatever. He's capable of anything.
Yeah.
So it's you got to invest carefully, but I mean Ramondre's packaged into all that risk. You're getting him in like the eighth round. He's you know sometimes seventh round, but it depends where, you know. But the eighth round is perfect for Ramondre. You know he can absolutely blow up.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. And like he did blow up last year, and I just know that also too is like one of the things that Bill Belichick tried to keep him like off the field was like his like was him like fumbling the ball and everything. So hopefully like he can like keep hanging on into the ball, because I guess like there's a couple of times like where he ended up like getting benched because like he put like the ball on the ground.
Well, yeah, it's always got to be, you always got to hang on to the ball. So that could happen to anybody. All right, man. Anything else?
Like what do you think about Gabriel Davis? Are you with everybody else that he's like a big breakout and just try to do what you've been talking about, like try to get the tripod and then try to see if like somebody like Gabriel Davis, if he's around, try to like scoop him up and stuff like that? Is there any like other like real like late round sleepers that you want to get, like maybe Gabriel or I think there's like that running back from like Atlanta. I don't know if like you're interested in him, because I think they said that Cordell Patterson might be playing wide receiver now.
Yeah, I love it. I love Algier, but I mean Gabe Davis is good. You just can't take him too high, bro. You just got to be careful. You can't draft Gabe Davis in the fourth round. Like I've seen people take him in the fourth and fifth round. Like he's got value, but he's got a certain ADP that accounts for any risk that, of him not being the guy, or being the guy to the degree people are investing in. So like if you're getting him as like a wide receiver 3, then I like him. If you're overspending and taking him in the fourth or early fifth round, you're taking him way too early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. Hey, thank you, man.
All right,
I
man.
got a couple of drafts. When you have to draft, so for instance, like for me, I have like 2 drafts like on the same day. And one's like a mobile and one's like a live. How do you like try to like manage like time from like doing that? 'Cause that's like one of the first times that I've had to do that. Like they're like kind of like 1 to 2 hours like separate from each other. But how should I like try to attack that?
I don't know, bro. Like I don't have the answers for everything. I can only tell because ask, should I eat broccoli tonight or should I eat cauliflower?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, bro. Like just try your best. It's gonna be tough, but like I do 5 drafts at one time. So you'll be fine.
Right.
If you've been mock drafting with us at night, you're trained for this, bro. Get out there. You got this.
Yeah, I have. It's just like one of those things like where like how like you get like into your head over a little bit is like who's actually like gonna be there like because like like just like know what to expect.
Bro,
thanks, man.
You've trained for this. You've got it. You've got this. All right.
Yeah. Hey, well, thank you, man.
Hey,
I have like another draft like later on, but I'll talk to you about that like sometime next week. So thanks, man.
Attaboy, Steven. Appreciate you. Bye. We're here. What do I do if I'm out of toilet paper? Steven. I love Steven. Steven, you can call back anytime. Russian collusions team: Burrow, Tannehill, Javonte, Etienne, Hall, Walker, Pollard, Stevenson, Chase, St. Brown. What's up, Tony? Appreciate you calling in. What can I do for you, pal?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? How we feeling tonight?
Oh, pretty good. You got any questions about if you run out of toilet paper or what kind of vegetables you should eat tonight? And I'm kidding with him. I like that kid. He's a good kid. He's a good caller. But I'm just laughing. Dude, the dude would he just wants. Oh my God, it's funny. Go ahead, hit me with whatever you got.
Hey, my man, my draft is coming up this weekend, and I have a first round question. I was just wondering, how would you rather start a draft? My league really running back hungry. Okay, I picked number 9. Would you rather have Swift and a Debo or a Lamb in round 2, or would you go Javonte there in fear of him not making it back around?
I'm going to continue to tell people don't take Javonte in round 1 because the ADP tells you you're crazy to do so. So
okay.
It's not that I don't want you to own them. I guess if push came to shove and your gut's telling you that you're going to get the same player in the second round than you get in the first round, I could Smitty approve stamp that. Like if you're like you're going to get Debo or Lamb or you're going to get Diggs or whatever in the first round, like if you could guarantee me you're going to get Lamb or Debo or Diggs, then I'm okay with the Javonte earlier. It's just you are going against the data that says you should be able to get him. Like when I took Javonte in my buddy league, and those guys give me they don't care that I have a show. They act like it doesn't even exist, and they laugh at all my picks all the time. It's hilarious. But I took Javonte in round 2, and there's chuckles and giggles, and like some people just don't know, bro. It depends on your league. It depends on your league. Some of your league is gonna know what time it is. All it takes is one guy to know that Javonte needs to be taken at 2 or 3 overall in the second round. But a lot of times people are like this Melvin Gordon. They just think that it's not probable. So I would say play the odds game if you can and draft the best player you can in round 1 and then take Javonte in round 2 because Javonte is the best second round pick in fantasy football. But it's smart to play the odds game because what if Chase is there? What if Najee's there? What if those are good options there that even if you don't get Javonte, you're fine. and you want to take Javonte in a place where he can win you your league, not where he has to deliver. Like, I have people that DM me all the time and say, Smitty, you're so high on Javonte. I have to have him. I'm in panic attack mode. Should I just take him at number 4 overall? And I'm like, no. Don't take him at 4 overall. I understand you want him really badly, but the reason Javonte has win-a-league potential is because you're getting him at such a low value. You start nipping away at that upside, and then he has to deliver in order. Like, we may be right. Javonte's a top 4 overall player, but now you got your value back, which is good. But you were holding your breath trying to get that value back. You don't want to be playing like that. You want to be playing like, okay, you're playing with the house's money. With Javonte around 2, you're playing with the house's money. So that would be my advice, but again, it comes down to what wide receiver can you guarantee yourself that you're going to get, and if it's as good as the guy in round 1, I don't mind it. It's not crazy.
Gotcha. Who do you think finishes higher in a 0.5 PPR league, Javonte or Swift?
I think Javonte. Okay. Like I said, I think Javonte finishes, if I had to guess, the number 1 or number 2 overall running back in fantasy football. But that is my bold prediction, my bold take, not a ranking. Big difference, and that's what I question even saying things like that, because about 50% of everybody that hears it, they hear take Javonte in round 1, and that's not what I'm saying.
My man, Smitty. Thanks so much.
Appreciate you, Tony.
Later.
Collusion, I'm sorry. I'm going to answer this first, so I'm not going to answer any calls until I get through this. Here we go. Sorry, pal, but Collusion comes first. Collusion was waiting in line. Collusion, I'm going to say, I love this team. Let me go ahead and turn the phone line off. Hold on. Because they're going to probably continue to call. Phone line's off till I finish this. Collusion has Burrow, Tannehill, Javonte, Etienne, Hall, Walker, Pollard, Stevenson, Jamar Chase, St. Brown, Dodson, Schultz, Freiermuth. I like it, Collusion. I love the running backs. I think Hall and Walker are going to pull through for you as your running back 3. Etienne's your clear-cut running back 2 right now. Stevenson's a monster on the bench. Jamar Chase, St. Brown. The only thing I would look to do, Collusion, is try and use St. Brown as your wide receiver 3 and somehow get yourself through trade. Maybe you're waiting on something to happen. Maybe Walker blows up. Maybe Pollard gets in there. Maybe Stevenson gets in there. And then you could eventually try and find a way to get either, and I love St. Brown, but I'm just saying, like, if you get another big gun wide receiver or an undervalued DK to go along with St. Brown and Jamar Chase, you're in the money. So, like, DK for Stevenson, DK for Pollard, like, at some point. Like, that could be a good move for you. Other than that, I love the team, and I there's nothing I want you to change on it. I don't want you trading any of those guys away. Not a lot of trades can be made for you other than what I just described, because these guys are all on the rise. Like, I venture to say your league management graded you as one of, like, the lower teams, or number C, like a C out of a grade of C or C plus or C minus. I doubt you got a B or an A score, because you guys haven't proven a lot yet. That's the nature of a lot of the stuff that we do, is predicting ahead of the curve. Let's see here. Rock out, DM me. Okay, Rock out, DM me. Let's go to Rock out's DM. I think I already played that one. Oh, Rock out, leave a voice message. I can't read. I'm not reading this on the show. Voicemails, Rock out, voicemails are the answer. Barkley and Swifty. I don't know what that's referring to. I love Swift. Not a big Barkley guy. Not a big Barkley guy until round 3. Hines, Tony, or MVS as a deep bench. Hines, Tony, MVS. Probably, I don't know. I feel like there are better options. I feel like they're like Dobbs is probably there, and I like Dobbs more. Etienne, Devontae, or Najee. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
What's up? This is Luca from Pittsburgh.
What's up, Lucas? Lucas from Pittsburgh?
That's right.
What's up, my man?
All right, so I have Alvin Kamara.
Shame on you.
and I don't want to have Alvin Kamara.
Why'd you draft him?
It was before I watched the show, man.
Oh, okay. That's a good excuse. That's a good excuse. That's the best excuse you could come up with.
There you go. Okay, so I think I got my roommate. What do you think it is? All right, so it's Dynasty. Let's see, what's my team? My team, Kamara, Fournette, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Debo, Terry, Mike Williams, blah, blah, blah. But I have 4 first-rounders next year.
Okay.
Just because people aren't valuing them. So I'm trying to trade. I think I got my roommate to agree with it, tentatively. I'm trying to trade Kamara, because I don't think he knows what's going on. Kamara, Mooney, and a first-rounder for Swift and St. Brown.
Kamara, Mooney, and a first-rounder. Kamara, Mooney, and a first-rounder for who?
For Swift and St. Brown.
Kamara, Mooney, and a first-rounder, Swift and St. Brown. Yeah, I do that. I mean, it depends on where the pick. It depends on where the pick is.
Right. I'm going to try to give him someone I think that'll be good. So I'm going to try to give him a late first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like Mooney, but I like St. Brown a little more than Mooney. But they're very close. You could almost wash that out. You could almost just take that out of the trade if you wanted.
Washed, but I kind of like St. Brown a little bit more.
Yeah, but you got to go get Swifty. Go do it.
Yep.
I mean he's. I'll Smitty approve that one all day.
Oh yeah. All right.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Appreciate you, man. Later. All right, let's. We got a couple things we got to get to. Terry, I might have to do the voicemails tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get to them. We haven't had a lot of voicemails in the voicemail chat the past couple days. I'm a little.
Smitty, hey, Stormcat here.
Stormcat.
I'm wondering if you could name off maybe 3 or 4 key running back handcuffs this year, guys who would potentially be league winners if their starting running back went down to long-term injury. A key guy once again would be Alexander Madison, but a couple of guys from the past.
I had like 6 calls at one time. You guys could hear it. There was literally, I couldn't even click any of them. There were 6 calls at one time. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
What's up, Smitty? It's Zach.
What's up, Zach?
All right, I got a question. How do you feel about having Dalton, Schultz, and Tony Pollard on the same team? And if you don't like that, should I trade one of them away? Because
I mean, bro, Tony Pollard's not a starter for you, so like you shouldn't be concerned about that. You know, like if he gets
he's a starter in my lineup, unfortunately.
He's your starter in your mind, unfortunately. Well, I mean, no, I mean Tony Pollard is like you can't be worried about that. You gotta, you can't be trading away somebody like that. Like Tony Pollard shouldn't be in your lineup, but if you have, like he's a maybe a flex, like a decent flex if you stacked everywhere else. So I shouldn't say that. Like I need to know your team. Who's your team?
I got Burrow, Javonte, DeAndre Swift, Jamar Chase, Mike Williams, Dalton Schultz, Tony Pollard.
That's fine. Pollard's a fantastic flex with that team, so that's fine. And don't go trading away one of them just because they're on the same team. I mean, they could coexist, and on top of that, like you don't know which one might blow up and the other might not or something. So like you're just gonna make the call to trade one away now. And not to mention, you're not going to be able to trade away Pollard for anything. No one's going to give you anything that's going to replace his potential upside and value. So I wouldn't worry about it at all.
Right. My other question was, did you see the news on Daryl Williams today? Like, do you have any idea? Like, would you pick up Eno Benjamin? Would that be like a solid pickup because James Conner's injury prone, or just stay away?
Yeah, I mean, look, they love Eno Benjamin. He's at a really impressive, and I'm in Arizona. He's at a really impressive camp, and they've been very, very high on him. But you talk about the potential cutting of Daryl Williams. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, and then potentially picking up Eno Benjamin on a fantasy team.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who you're cutting or what spot we're talking about, because that's still a very deep, a deep call. But yeah, like and I'll put this news up, the news you're talking about. The news is that that multiple league sources have identified Daryl Williams as a potential surprise cut or trade this summer. No one's trading for Daryl Williams, but like if he gets cut, then Eno Benjamin would definitely be a guy to grab. But they also like this Ingram kid, this rookie, you know, so you don't really know. But it depends on who. Like if you have an opportunity to get like, and I know this probably isn't the case, so I'm just going to give examples. But like if Brian Robinson's there, of course you're taking Brian Robinson. If Khalil Herbert's there, I'd probably rather have Khalil Herbert. If Dobbs is there, I'd rather have Romeo Dobbs. So like just to give you an example. But if we're talking deep, like yeah, I'd grab Benjamin, sure.
For sure. All right, perfect. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you. Later. That was great. We had like 7 calls at like 7 calls at like one time. No Steelers players and from Pittsburgh. That's blasphemy. What are we talking about, Ron? We talking about on the Moonman list? We can't really put Najee on the Moonman list because he's like, I mean, I guess he could. I guess we could. I mean, we You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Dogs, man. What's Mud Dogs? What's up, Smitty?
What's up, Mud Dogs?
How you been, bud?
I'm good, bro.
So I got 2 drafts this weekend. One's a PPR on Saturday, and then I got a super flex on Sunday. I got a question for both if you got a minute.
Okay, hit me with it.
All right, so the Saturday draft, the PPR, Pickens, Dobbs, and Olave. Where do you think what round would you reach for them at where you don't want to lose them? What's the target area?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. The problem is no one really knows because their ADPs have been climbing and they're all over and there's no consistent ADP. So you really have to use that pre-rank list to determine this. I mean, I imagine they're all going Dobbs, Pickens, and who was the other one?
Olave.
Olave will probably go maybe before all those guys because of the ADP. But I don't know, bro. I mean, I would say like once Dobbs is climbing up the pre-rank list, you might have to make a decision and not worry so much about ADP. But he's like a wide receiver 4 right now. You know, you don't need to take him as a high-end wide receiver 3, but he'll climb up the ADP rank and you'll know what to do. You know, I can't
Which
give.
one of those is your favorite?
Out of Dobbs, Olave, and Pickens, probably Dobbs.
Pickens, yeah.
Dobbs. I mean, Aaron Rodgers talking him up. People are running their mouth about how rookie wide receivers never do well in an Aaron Rodgers system. But Aaron Rodgers has never been without wide receivers before like this. So he's going to force feed one of these guys. And I feel like Dobbs is the guy. I feel like Dobbs is easily the guy. You know, Olave's interesting, but I don't trust Winston. I don't really trust the Saints. Pickens is great, but he's got a little bit more of a climb to get to that. You know, he's probably in the wide receiver 2 role already, maybe. But once Pickett gets in there, Ron Navy will tell you, once Pickett gets in there, I think Pickens and Pickett is going to be special. And I think he starts leaning toward him. Everybody acting like Deontay Johnson's some lock to be the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. Like, those are Deontay dynasty owners. It makes no sense to literally act like it's crazy talk that Pickens could pass him and be the future of this Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver attack. That's hilarious to me. People get so bent out of shape over it. It's probably the one thing that bends the people out of the most shape is talking about Deontay and Pickett. People get so mad, bro. They can't even handle it. They're like, oh, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Just wait. Pickens is a lot more special than Deontay Johnson.
I agree 100%. All right, and then in my Superflex League, I got the 1-1. I'm going Josh Allen.
Jacob, try again. I'll merge you in.
When it comes to,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know what you said when it comes to round 2 and 3, just go back to drafting like a normal draft.
Yep.
Try to get your skill players, your running backs,
yes,
your wide
sir.
receivers. What quarterbacks fall at 2-12 to me that you would make me go back-to-back quarterback versus a skill position? Is there a certain amount of guys?
Burrow.
Hurts or Burrow or
I mean, Burrow, Hurts, or Kyler or Lance, maybe.
and that's it. Everybody, if all those guys are gone, then go back.
Yeah, like I'm not going Stafford or anything. Like I'm going back to normal, especially if it's super flex. If it's 2 QB mandatory, that's different. But super flex, you can get a little bit crazy with your quarterback too. And Davis Mills is my money guy. He's the money man.
Right.
Davis Money Man Mills. I'm telling you, I like him a lot. And if you screw up and he busts or he gets hurt, like you can put another player in that superflex spot. It's not ideal, but that's the risk you play. The game you play when you say give me a Javonte or Swift in round 2, and then give me Davis Mills. And if I screw up, I screw up. But I'd rather have Javonte or Swift and have Davis Mills than have a Stafford and then a player I'm getting later. Like, no,
Right.
Alrighty, broski.
So if I got Allen and those 4 quarterbacks are there, I'm definitely getting one of those you're saying over the skill position. Or do you say, not a guarantee, pick a skill position and get Mills later, like you said?
I mean, if let's say Hurts falls and you've already got Burrow or something in that scenario, then I'd strongly consider Allen. I would strongly consider going Hurts, but I still feel like at the end of the day, I'm loving Mills and Swift or Javonte or Najee. Najee fall, like people are weird in these superflex drafts. You don't know who's going to fall. I just feel like it's a almost better team. But Hurts would be hard to pass up on. I'll say that, but I'd be torn. It's not something I feel like I could even answer right now.
I feel like I could get one of those guys.
Yeah, we'll see. I would be torn. I don't even have the answer for you because I'd be sitting there contemplating it back and forth. Do I go Hurts or do I go Najee or do I go, I mean, Hurts in a superflex is darn good. He probably won't fall, bro. It's probably not going to happen. I don't think he'd fall to your
right.
If you're taking Josh Allen, that means you got a first or second pick. What pick do you have?
1-1.
Yeah, you're not getting Hurts even in a 10-man league. I don't think in a superflex he's fallen.
Crazier things have happened.
Crazy, they have, and you'll have, but in a 10-man league, even more so, there'll be less quarterbacks consumed in general because it's 10-man league, not 12. So even more of a reason why I'd probably go Swift or Javonte or someone like that.
Okay.
All right, man.
Well, thank you, Smitty, for your time. I appreciate it. You have a great night.
You too. My dogs. All right, Jacob, try again. What's up, Denny?
Smitty, we already know everything.
What's
I
up?
want to tell you how much I loved the last show. Sometimes you don't think I'm there, but I was listening to you last night when you were down there. I kind of like that, I appreciate that.
What do you appreciate, Denny? He's Denny.
I appreciated the last night's show. I was on the East Coast, and then I went half away, and then I saw you out there by the sushi joint and all that.
Oh, I got you.
I'm worried about you.
I got you, Denny. Hey, Jake from Boston, I merged him on the call too. Jake, do you have a question for Denny, or would you want to run something by both of us? Let's go.
Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to run through was...
I can barely hear you, Jake. It sounds like you're talking into a toilet.
Hey, Jake, take the laundry out of your mouth. You know what I mean? If I Smitty, Jake, I love you guys. Like,
Okay.
You got to bring it. I love you guys.
Okay, Jake, talk a little loud.
Jake from Boston?
Talk a little louder. For
Hey,
Jake
keep
from.
me up. Keep me up.
Hold on, Denny. Hold on. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask
JD.
you what your specific thoughts were about defenses and kickers that you like, because I know we don't really spend that much time talking about it, but just any thoughts you have?
Kickers and defenses, yeah. So I'm not big on kickers.
Oh, my God. That's so
at all.
embarrassing.
Man, having Denny on with another caller is it might be the recipe for either disaster or the best content out there. I'm sorry. What, Denny?
I love that guy. Yeah, you know what? I honestly, God, Smitty, I never was a bully. I always took the kid's side. But I don't know what this kid. He's from Boston. What is this question?
Yeah, I'm from Boston, buddy. You sound like you're right down the road, eh?
Hey, Denny, you guys can be friends. Don't go poking the bear. You guys can be friends. Jake, I think he's poking at your question being about kickers and Ds. I don't think he likes the topic of kickers and Ds. But let me say this, Jake. I'll say I don't talk about kickers and Ds much because I do feel like it's kind of like a snoozer type topic. But I will say defenses need to be talked about. Kickers, I don't know. Highest scoring kicker in your format. That's my advice to people. Like everyone's kicking scorings may be a little different. I like picking kickers on high scoring offenses, especially if they're about to become a little bit more high scoring than normal. Look at a team like even the Colts could be an interesting situation, but like the Vikings are going to score a lot. Vikings are going to score a lot more. The Vikings will score. Hold on, Denny. We need order. We need order in here on a 3-person show, Denny.
You dropped the song. So you're different now.
I might have.
No, I love it too. No.
Okay, hold on, Denny.
I'm sorry.
I'm losing control of my show.
Yeah, so you like
I'll take you to a bar in Southie, all right? Once we get through with this.
Yeah. Pick them up, bro. Pick them up. Don't make them drive there. Jake, pick them up. I feel like this is like a family reunion. Everyone's screaming at the table. Okay, look, Jake. Bottom line is kickers. I'm not too concerned with Dallas Cowboys. Jake.
Oh, no, you want to take the junior prom date to the bar? Right?
Yeah.
No, I love this date. No, and you know what I love about being on here, Jake, is that we're all here together. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what's going on.
You know
here.
what? I freaking love you. You know what I mean? But you ain't taking me down. So, I don't even know if you're from or even anywhere near Boston, kid. But I love it. I swear, I love it. Smitty. Things changed as soon as Danny's song dropped. It's kind of like you remember that band from Boston? It was
Hey, Denny, I got to get to these questions. I got a hard stop on the show here today. Hit me with one more thing, Denny. Then I'm going to answer Jake's question. Denny, what do you got? Hit me with one more question.
One more question. Smitty, what is your favorite Boston movie of all time? What's your favorite gangster movie?
I'll tell you my favorite Boston movie. My favorite Boston movie is that one about the bank robberies. What was it with Ben Affleck? What's it called? The Town. That was my favorite. That's my favorite Southie.
Yeah. And tell dude, I'm all about love. I know this whole thing's about love. And that kid, I love that kid. And I love you, but the Town, yeah. All
right, Denny, I'm gonna play your intro so I can get to these other calls. I'm gonna play your intro and I'm gonna disconnect from you, but this is out of love. Here we go, Denny's outro. Everybody, right. I give you Denny.
He's Denny. Denny 1 2. I 1 2 1 2. Denny, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
And that kid I was talking to, man, God bless him. Thanks,
I
love you, kid, man. You're the best. This show, man, baby, I too, man.
Denny, I'll see you later, Denny. Appreciate you. I had to remove him. Okay, Jake, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, Smitty? That was interesting.
Yeah, so Denny's, we're that was his tryout for a co-host, and I don't know how well it went. Okay, so Dallas Cowboy defense, love them. I think they're very underrated. I think somehow they're underrated. They're the number 1 defense last year in most scoring formats by quite a bit, and people raise eyebrows when you take the Dallas Cowboys as the top defense. It's like oh, Dallas. So I love Dallas. I don't talk a lot about defenses, but I do a weekly defensive ranking on the fantasyfootballshow.com. I do weekly kickers and weekly defenses, so make sure you check that out at thefantasyfootballshow.com. But yeah, we don't talk a lot about it here. Niners. Matthew, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube memberships, my man. Matthew. What else you got? Let's move on from kickers and D's. What else you got, Jake? Hit me with one more.
So I was wondering, we don't talk too much about Swift in the actual Detroit offense, but someone in the chat had mentioned that they think he might be a bust this year. I'm pretty confident it won't be, just because I do like the Jared Goff check down, because I feel like Goff's one of those guys that doesn't push the ball down the field too much. In a PPR setting, I like Swift. Like, what are the aspects that you like about his game? Because you talk about him a lot, but I feel like we spend much more time focusing on Javonte.
We talk about Swift a lot. I mean, Swift is on the Moon Man list. No, Swift is on the Mars Man.
Mars Man.
So we have him. I mean, we have him as high as you could possibly. These are the elite of the elite. You know, he's inside this top 6 of the guys that people need to own. So I feel like we do talk about him quite a bit. I have a lot of content, so it's hard to find it all. But I would say in general, bro, I mean, I feel like Swift is he's matchup proof. If the game is out of hand, they're going to throw to him. If they need to run the ball, they're going to run him. I think he can handle the workload. I think injury risk is the only real concern, but volume is no longer a concern like it was last year, because you had Anthony Lynn there, who was just a disaster. My poor Niner people, they think Anthony Lynn's amazing. They're like, we got Anthony Lynn. Yeah, like Anthony Lynn's a disaster. Absolute disaster. And he can't see talent for the life of him. He's got Swift sitting right in front of him, and he wants to play Jamal Williams all year. They've ripped his play calling from him. Like, this guy's not an awesome, offensive coordinator by any stretch. So I really like him. I think things will open up. I love the offense. I love the fact that you have St. Brown. You have a good tight end. You have Jameson Williams eventually coming into his own. I don't love Goff, but I feel like Goff is set up very much like Tannehill's been set up over the years, where Goff will over-deliver because of the talent around him. And if, let's say, the talent was ripped away from him, Goff would vanish and wither away. So, but for now, it's fine. I think they get a quarterback in there maybe next year, hopefully, and they change that, because the Lions are one quarterback away from being a very, very scary team, and people don't see it coming. But I love Swift. I talk about him all the time. I don't think he's even close to a bust.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, all right, man.
Also, I wish Denny luck at the high school reunion.
Yeah.
Have a nice night, Smitty.
All right, later. Appreciate you. Yeah, that was interesting. We went from so we've been bouncing around. We got 194 in here. We went up to like 234. Denny came in and it dropped to 199. So I don't know what to make of that. I'm a little concerned that when Denny comes in here, Denny, we got to have order when you're in here at Denny. We got to have order. I'm going to close the phone line down because it's too much at this point, and I got a few things. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get to the Discord calls. I'm sorry, Terry. I'll get to them tomorrow. Rockout saying he sent me a voice message. Let's see. Rockout, it's the last one.
Swifty, it's going to be a party, like we rocking in the Mardi Gras. I be going like, have you seen that star? It's Swifty. He be coming through, he be coming dropping loads in the game. That's how we do. He be keep improving, he be keep rolling, he be rolling to the TD touchdown running that.
Attaboy, Rockout. Rockout dropping an original in the voicemail group. Or that was just a DM to me. That was phenomenal. Last question here is, how can you convince me Javonte Williams is the most concise way you can? Okay, here we go. Javonte's good. Javonte's great. Javonte's fantastic. Javonte Williams wins leagues. That's how I would convince you to draft Javonte. That's my best argument. That's my best argument, Marco. The best one I got. Or you could watch the video where I map it out in complete in utter detail. There's a video up. JT equals Javonte. It's got an equal sign. Shows both players. Go look for the thumbnail. That will definitely help you. Other than that, bro, number one tackle breaking machine of the entire NFL last year at halftime. Watch him. Just watch him. Your eyeballs should tell you. I don't need to convince you. If your eyeballs can't convince you, then I don't know what to tell you, because Javonte Williams, when you watch him play, you know he's the next JT. You know, he's the next Javonte. He can be better than JT. Yeah, I said it. I'm out of here. I appreciate you all. We're live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Your boy Smitty's here for you. I work for you. 212 thumbs up. Punch that thumb up button on the way out the door. Appreciate all of you. There's some more. My mods could get the spam out of here. Javonte breaks tackles. Yes, he does. BW. Yes, he does. I'll see you all tomorrow or tonight. We're probably gonna go live tonight for mock drafts. I imagine. Probably pretty likely. And again, I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And whenever news breaks, I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, I saw a couple of super chats, I think. Hold on one second. Let me pull that up. I think Ron Navy dropped something. Ron Navy said, Smitty has been phased out of his own show. Yeah, that when Denny was in here, Denny took over. He took over. I don't know. We might have to cap Denny. Denny, okay, Denny's listening. Denny, I want you to take this the right way. Denny, I'm going to give you 1 minute when you call in. And I'm going to, don't take this the wrong way, but I got to make sure we have order when you call in, because you could take the show over. You're such a overpowering character. We're going to give you a timer. I'm going to actually spend 20 minutes of my time, Denny, creating a scene just for you. So if you're taking offense by this, understand that you're getting your own segment. When you call in, I'm going to press a button. You've got 60 seconds, and we hang up after 60 seconds. That way we keep order. That way our people that want Denny, that need Denny, that have to have their taste of Denny and their dosage of Denny, they get it, but it's on a time frame. So 1 minute Denny when he calls in, and I'll create the scene for you, just for you, Denny. Appreciate you. Just so we can keep order in the court. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'll see you all tomorrow, or actually I'll see you all tonight for probably mock drafts or a Q&A, probably mock drafts. And then I'm, of course, live whenever news breaks. And, of course, I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And no, Smitty, Cap, and Denny is a mistake. Later. Hey guys, if I missed any of your questions, ask me in the comments. I will get back to them. I get back to about 99% of every single question in my YouTube comment section. So just leave a comment. If you said, "Oh, Smitty didn't get to my question," I will answer it. If you drop a comment, test me. See you all tomorrow or tonight. See you all tonight and see you tomorrow. Michael K, CPA. That league's starting soon. Get ready for it. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.